Happy Thursday, everybody. Time for Yoga Basics. Today's focus will be breath and balance, just a little bit of some basic instruction today to get us going into our morning and into the rest of our day, finding a little bit of calm and focus. So grab a belt or a strap and a blanket if you have one. Yoga blocks if you have some. I'm teaching without them today just so that we can modify with fingertips instead of using the blocks to help us have longer arms, just in case you don't have them at home. And make sure to turn your ringers off and turn your television off. Let the people in your house know that you're doing yoga. Invite the people in your house to come do yoga with you. And we'll start in just about 2 minutes. Thanks for being here. Once again, happy Thursday, everybody. Susie here in our beautiful downtown West Dallas yoga studio. It feels so weird to be here without you guys, but it's so nice to know that you can join me anytime you want at home, whether you're here for the live broadcast or catching it later at your convenience. Today's class is Yoga Basics. We're going to go through some basics. We're going to find some breath exercises to really help ground us and lift us. And find a few balance poses, standing and otherwise, to just bring a little bit of calm into the body and into your life right now. One of the things about what's going on right now is more and more people are coming online like we are to bring ways to move into your life. We're really stuck at home. We're stuck close to our home base, and you have to kind of make it your yoga studio and your home gym all at the same time. I really do encourage you to take this time to move and to read and maybe start a garden. You can start it inside and then take it outside when the weather's a little bit warmer, but be proactive in your life, and that can help to calm some of the worry and anxiety. So we'll start off here today, our Yoga Basics, where we're going to end up. Let's lay down into Savasana. Our final pose, such a nice place to start in. Just laying down onto your mat. If you have a blanket, just set it aside for now. If you have your belt handy, just set that aside now too. Legs stretching out long. Rest your palms down. Traditional Shavasana has us resting with palms up to create an open environment for the body as we rest, but for right now, flip those palms down and have this grounding feeling. Check in with your neck as we lay here. Lift up through the back of the head and bring it just an inch or two longer away from the shoulders. The shoulders relax down. See if you can even roll those shoulder blades a little bit under. Yoga Basics, one of the most basic things that we look at is just alignment. And even here laying on the ground, it's good to get an idea of how the body is lining up. Check in with the small of your back. You might feel this deep curve in your spine. If you do, flex that spine down, maybe even lengthen from the tailbone, rolling the sacrum a little bit further into the ground. And then lengthen the legs out from there. Relax the legs. Let the toes roll open. And really spread out through the fingers as you rest here for a few breaths. Nice and slow. Feel the belly rise with the breath, creating that big belly, creating that open diaphragm. Relax tension out of the body as you exhale. If you're newer with yoga, yoga really does help us to manage stress and anxiety. It helps us to bring calm and balance into a world that can seem a little chaotic at times. So the simplicity of focusing in on how you're laying down, how your structure is as you lay down, and how you're breathing. How long is it taking you to inhale? How long is it taking you to exhale? How full can you bring that breath? Can you really pay attention to the lift and rise, the spread of the rib cage, the opening of the sternum, the opening of the heart? Feeling a sense of steadiness as you rest here for just a few more breaths. Feel yourself sinking in, creating this connection to the earth beneath you and the length of your whole body. In this moment here, just remind yourself that you're using this time on your mat to set yourself up for greatness, to set yourself up for a day of calm and clarity, to set yourself up to be the person of sanity in a world full of crazy right now. From this quieting pose, reach your arms up overhead, palms facing up toward the ceiling now. Point your toes away, wiggle into the fingers, stretch the toes away, and really stretch into the body. Create some space in the legs and the tops of the feet, into the sides of the ribs. And then one knee at a time, one arm at a time. Hug your knees into your chest and roll around here. Feel the small of your back pressing in. Feel the shoulder blades pressing in. Take an open mouth exhale. It's releasing stagnancy from the lungs. Drop both feet down to the earth, knees bent, and arms come out to your sides in a T shape. And arrange your spine again so that you feel that full length of the body on the mat, from the shoulders all the way down to the tailbone. And feet are pressing in, knees pressing up toward the ceiling. Take an inhale here. And as you exhale, twist or drop the knees over to the right. Let that left hip pop up. Turn and look over the left shoulder. And then inhale, come back to center. Just stretching into the body first thing in the morning. So nice just to get rid of that stagnancy and to stretch into the joints, the muscles, the fascia. Come back through center, pressing the feet in and knees to the right, face left. Press into the feet, press into the hands, and really feel this stretch. One more time, come through center. Knees left, face right. And come back to center. Mindful of your spine this morning. If it's okay for you, we're going to rock and roll our way up into a seated position. Otherwise, just turn to your right side and come on up into staff pose. You can bring the blanket underneath you. If you don't have a blanket, no problem. And make sure that you have your strap handy just in case those toes are feeling a little bit far away today. If you are a little stuck in your hamstrings and you don't have a blanket, you can simply roll the mat up and under, creating this little bit of height there, right under the sit bones, which suddenly helps you to lift taller with a little less effort. Shoulder blades pressing down the spine, hands pressing in, toes pressing up, and notice your posture here. Press into those sit bones and arrange the spine up from the bottom to the top. And create that little bit of length in the back of the neck with a very slight tucking of the chin. And let's take a few breaths here. Try to feel that belly expand. And notice if it's your tendency to slump into your shoulders to feel any kind of tension in the core. You want to have the core engaged, lifting up as the shoulders relax down. 2 more breaths here, toes pointing up, knees pressing down. Leg is going to hug in, lifting to the sit bones, roll into the ankle a few times. Maybe you'll hear a few cracks or pops as you open up into that ankle joint. Go the other way. Lift tall here. Try not to slump into the spine, but lift nice and tall. And then wiggle into the toes. Point and flex the foot. And then that left foot comes down and the knee opens out. Have comfort here. The heel can be pulling in as far as you'd like, or it can even be in line with that knee. Toes pointing up. Find that length in the spine, and your strap might come in handy here, or your belt. Just bringing it around the ball mound of the foot, and bring both ends of the strap into that right arm, or into that right hand. Arm is long, leg is long. As you inhale, lift up even more into the spine. As you exhale, pull yourself forward, bringing the spine nice and long, and then can reach out with both arms. Don't collapse into the chest. You don't want to roll into this stretch, but you want to lift tall, the chest pressing toward the knee, the nose aiming for the toes. Take a breath here. And have this feeling of length coming into that right hamstring. And make sure you have a nice grasp with that right arm. Open up through the left arm, twisting open. Stretch out through the palm, stretch out and look out over the left shoulder. Take a breath. And finding a side stretch. Hug yourself in just a little more toward that right leg. Stretch the left arm up and over, pressing into the left sit bone, reaching for the toes. Maybe you reach them, maybe you don't. And slowly come on up. Release the strap from around that right leg. Bring the left knee closed and stretch it out. Other side, right leg hugs in. Press into the sit bones. Find a tall posture. Noticing your foundation here. Right now it's the back of that left leg and the sit bones, creating steadiness as you press in. Roll the other way into that right ankle. And then point and flex and wiggle your toes. Just stretch. And the right foot comes down. Pressing into those sit bones again, let the right knee open up and your strap is handy. Bring it down around the ball mound of that left foot. And just the left hand for now as you lift up. You want the feeling that the chest is coming toward the knee and the nose is coming toward the toes. Inhale, lift up. And as you exhale, pull yourself forward and then reach that right arm in front, finding this stretch. Just check your posture here. Make sure you're not rounding and curling into the shoulders, but just using the strap to make the arms a little longer here. One more breath. And release. Face that leg, remove the strap, set it aside. And both knees will come in, wiggle into the toes. And let's make our way into downward dog. If you have your blanket on your mat with you, just set it to the side for now. And downward dog for yoga basics, it is a basic move. It is a very basic yoga move, but it's one that takes a lifetime to perfect and to understand. Because each time we come into it, we settle into it a little bit differently. So spread out into your fingers. Our foundation is so important, especially when we're talking about balance. You want to notice foundation. Roll the weight just a little bit into the ball mound of the index finger and the thumb. It's a little bend, very slight micro bend into those elbows, the elbows pressing forward. And then the shoulder blades are halfway between rounded up and slumping down. You have this nice little happy medium where the shoulders are engaged yet relaxed. Knees as wide as the hips, or maybe a little bit wider as we just find the foundation in the hands in this tabletop position. And then 1 foot at a time, let's stretch back into plank pose, finding length in the legs. And from plank pose, you lift the hips up, and suddenly you're in downward facing dog. And now check our foundation again. Those hands are pressing in, rolling toward the first finger and the thumb, just a little. And you press into the shoulders. You press the hands away to engage the shoulders. Ears in line with the arms. You can have a bend in your knees. The chest pressing toward the thighs as you really engage here for one more slow inhale. Notice how much fun it is to be upside down. Exhale, sigh it out. And let your knees bend and walk your hands back. We're going to come into a forward fold here called ragdoll position. Feet are pressing in. Knees can be very generously bent, the tailbone pressing away from you. And hold on to opposite elbows as you really relax the neck and the jaw. Feel the feet pressing in equally. You can lift up through the toes and get that connection of your foundation. Let's float to a half lift or standing tabletop. Hands come to your shins. Tailbone flexes back behind you. Shoulder blades back and down. Looking straight down at the earth. Trying not to round into the back or fold too far forward. It really is standing tabletop where you're trying to find this absolute length in the spine. Take a breath here. Notice the foundation under your feet. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold in. Press through the feet, reach through the arms, stretch all the way up, palms press toward me. Then hands to your heart, Tadasana pose. Thumbs press toward your sternum. Feel the hands pressing into each other, the length of the fingers, feet pressing into the earth. Arms down to your sides. Roll into the shoulders a few times. And the other way. Roll into the hips a few times. And the other way. And then step forward to the top of your mat if you're not already there. Big toes come to touch in Tadasana pose. Shoulder blades roll back and down. Tailbone pressing down toward the earth. And you want this feeling of lengthening between hips and ribs. Crown of the head reaching up. Very slight tuck of the chin, just to create that length in the neck vertebrae. Just to create that actual physical length and space. And take a few breaths here, reaching the fingers down toward the earth, really creating a stretch in the sides of your neck. With our breath here, using the shape of our body to help us to breathe more effectively and to bring oxygen in and let CO2 leave. We're going to use our movement to help us into this breathing exercise. And the kind of breath that I want you to have is full and deep from the belly. We call it a diaphragmatic breath, but it always starts there at the belly. The diaphragm is that muscle that lives in the bottom of the rib cage, and you want that to open as you open into your ribs, creating the space for the breath. We spend 99.9% of our day breathing incorrectly, unless you are a yoga teacher, and then it's only about 98% of your day you spend breathing incorrectly. It's something that happens so automatically for us that when you bring attention to it, when you bring awareness to how you're breathing, you start to bring energy into your body in a very real way. And when you start to notice how you exhale, you start to get rid of stagnancy in the form of CO2 and in the form of simple stress and tension in a very real way. So let's do that together. I said all kinds of words, but it really is just inhaling and exhaling to your fullest ability as we stretch and fold. So pressing into the feet, check in with the posture. Notice if you slumped. Notice if you rested to one side as I was talking here. It's so easy to let go of posture, just as it is to let go of breath. Inhale deeply into the belly, engaging that diaphragm at the bottom of the ribs. Pull that fullness all the way up into the collarbones. Feel yourself brighten. Exhale and feel yourself settle into those feet, releasing the breath, even squeezing the belly button a little bit in toward the spine. And we'll start to move. As you inhale, the belly opens, the arms lift. You can look up. Exhale, fold in. Knees can bend, using the shape of your body to get rid of the air. Half lift, standing table, inhale. Exhale, fold in, mindful. And we'll repeat, press through the feet, reach through the arms, stretch all the way up. And hands to your sides, Tadasana pose. We'll do that several times so that we can find the rhythm. Inhale, reach up, listen to your breath. Exhale, fold in, start to lengthen into the backs of the legs. Inhale, open the heart, open the spine. Exhale, squeeze the breath out as you fold in. Press through your feet, reach through the arms, stretch. Hands to your sides, Tadasana pose, check your posture. Press through the feet, reach through the arms, inhale. Exhale from the hips, fold in, slow and steady. Heart lifts, half lift, fold in. Press through the feet, reach through the arms, stretch. Hands to your sides, exhale, Tadasana pose. 3 more, inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Each time you fold, you're opening up a little more into the spine and the hamstrings. Lift your heart, energize the body for the day, and exhale. Find calmness as you fold in. Press through the feet. The whole body energizes as you bring the air in. Notice your foundation. Notice that calmness as you exhale. Last two, inhale. Stretch through the belly, the sides of the ribs. Exhale, fold in, slow and steady. Lift your heart and fold. Press through your feet, reach through your arms all the way up. And hands to your sides, Tadasana pose. Last one, press down, reach up. Exhale, fold in. Lift your heart and fold. Press through your feet, reach through the arms all the way up, and this time hands come to heart center, palms press in, fingers press together, thumbs into the sternum. Take a breath here. And let it out. Let your eyes close for a moment if they didn't already, and just notice the sense of calm that you've created with just a few rounds of breathing with your body. And hands come down to your sides, eyes gently open. Lengthen into the sides of the neck. And as you inhale, reach up through the arms and leave the arms up, shoulder blades back and down, palms pressed together. Shift the weight into the left foot. And right foot floats up, finding a nice, just standing on one foot position or one-legged Tadasana pose. Arms reaching up and lengthening through. If you're finding all kinds of wobbles, you can bring the toe down. Just take another breath here, finding wobbles. And arms come down, leg comes down. Notice steadiness. If you found that you were very wobbly here, you can step to the bare floor off of your mat, and that can create a little bit of stillness, a little bit more steadiness in your foundation. Shifting weight into the right foot, reach the arms up, palms pressed toward each other, and then as you're ready, that left leg floats up, and just find steadiness here. Notice if there's wobbles in that standing ankle. I know I am a little bit. Press down and reach up, really engage into the whole body. And with control. That left foot comes down, arms come down. And bend into the knees. And feet are hip distance or closer together. We're going to sit back into a chair pose. And chair pose is one of those very basic yoga poses as well. But the most common mistake in chair pose is that people bring their knees forward of their toes as they sit down. And that is not chair pose at all. Hands to your heart, thumbs to the sternum for now. Start to sit the hips back. Knees staying somewhere over those ankles, but definitely behind the toes. And even lift up into the toes to really notice that foundation in the four corners of your feet. And right away, blood flow starts to increase as you engage into all of those muscles in the thighs. Notice steadiness here. Even though you shifted yourself off center, you still have steadiness as you find that strength in the legs. Relax the shoulders, eyes on the ground, take a breath. Let it out. Shift the weight to the left foot. Right foot steps back, finding a high lunge. And lift up into the torso. Bring your arms down behind you, palms press away from you. And you're staying up on tiptoes in that right foot, nice and balanced here. Roll the palms forward. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, arms come down, breathing with the body again. Legs don't move. Inhale, reach up, stretch up, maybe even look up. Exhale, hands come down. If you need to, you can bring those toes a little bit further behind, inhaling as you reach up. Exhaling as you come down 2 more times. Notice if balance wobbles here as you're moving, and create stillness anyway. Press down into those feet. Eyes never move. Jaw is relaxed. Breath is full. Inhale, fill the belly, fill the heart, fill the lungs. Exhale, hands to your sides, then to your heart. And we'll step forward, chair pose. Ooh, feel the difference in your legs. Lift up through the toes, press back through the heels, shifting the weight slightly, shoulders relaxed. Notice your foundation and your posture. Notice how you're breathing. Slow it down, bring it back to the belly. And weight shifts to the right foot, left foot steps back. And then lift that torso up, nice and tall. So from chair pose, you shift the weight to the right foot, left foot steps back, and then you lift up nice and tall. Bring your arms down, reach the hands, or reach the palms behind you as the fingers create that length in the back and the sides of the neck. And if you need a little bit deeper of a bend, whoo, nailed it, did not fall, there we go. If you need a little bit deeper of a bend in that front knee, just send the back leg out a little bit further and then reach those arms up as you inhale. And exhale, hands float down. Return to your breath here. Eyes still, inhale. And exhale. 3 more, using the shape of your body, the reach of your arms to bring in a fuller breath. Exhale. 2 more. And last one, inhale. And exhale, hands to your sides, then to your heart. Get springy on that back foot. Step forward, chair pose. Inhale. And exhale, fold in slow and steady. Half lift. Hands to your shins and exhale, fold. Press through the feet, reach through the arms, stretch up. Hands to your heart, Savasana pose. Close your eyes and feel your breath. The second you come into a squat, the second you come into a lunge, you really start to feel that blood start to flow. And this is where the breathing comes in handy to keep us calm. Hands will stay at your heart. If you like to step to the bare floor for your balance pose, or even to grab a wall, we're going to come into a chair, into a tree pose. If you come to a wall for tree pose, bring your back to the wall instead of one side, and just have that steadiness behind you instead of to the side of you, so you can really just reach up into your tree pose. Press the weight over into the left leg, and before we even move, Check in if your hip jutted out as you press the weight over. You don't want that to happen. You want to have this nice length and engagement into the standing leg. And then bring the right tiptoes to the earth and open and close into the hips a few times. If you get a foot cramp, just kind of wiggle it out like I did right there. Open and close. Notice if you're jutting out into that left hip. Notice how you're breathing. Roll that right knee open and kickstand your leg against, or that heel against the ankle. And take a breath here. If you're comfortable here, this can be your tree pose. If you'd like, you can bring that right foot under the knee, pressing into the shin. If you'd like, you can reach down and find the ankle. Fun fact, I can do it on one side, not the other. You might find that to be true in your body too. Squeeze everything midline and then reach those arms up. Eyes stay steady. Each time we move in a balanced pose, we offer ourselves, we offer our brain a chance to recalibrate and to adjust. So just feel the steadiness as you press down and reach up. If you wobble, if you fall, smile and try again. Always cheer for yourself. Relax the shoulders. Inhale, lengthen. With control, relax out of your tree pose. Feet come down, arms come down, and just move a little bit, releasing into that standing leg. And then press into the feet again. Shoulder blades back and down. Hands come back to heart center. Shift the weight to the right foot. Everything engaged in that right leg as it becomes our sole base. And open out into the left toes a few times, or into the left knee a few times. Toes on the ground. And just feel that stretch there in the inner hip, the inner thigh. And then open out, finding a kickstand here, left heel pressing into that right leg. Check in with your hip. Are you jutting out? Check in with your posture. Check in with your breath. Stay here if you'd like. Slide the heel under the knee or slide the heel up into that thigh. Right hip, right leg engaged. Hands can stay at your heart or reach up. Relax your jaw, eyes still on the ground or the wall in front of you. Inhale, reach. And with control, exhale, feet down. Bend into the knees a few times. And then if you're off your mat, step back to your mat. Toes come together or feet parallel to the hips. Hands to your heart. Sit back and down into your chair pose. Notice how your feet are pressing in. If you'd like, you can reach those arms up. If this is too much for shoulders, arms can simply reach straight out from the shoulders. But if it's okay, have that little push and pull feeling of pressing into the feet as you reach up into the fingers. Tailbone reaching away from the shoulders. Take a breath in your chair pose. Hands to your heart. Shift the weight to the left foot. Right foot steps back, torso comes up. And drop the heel down now for warrior one. The hips come in straight from the shoulders or in line with the shoulders. And the heel presses down. If this is another one of those places, if you feel like you can go deeper into that left knee, you step the right foot back, creating this deeper lunge, the torso lifted up, and then arms reach up, eyes forward. Finding balance here, and breathing into the sides of the ribs. Shoulders relaxed. Arms stay reaching up, inhale. Come up to the back tiptoes as you exhale, that right foot now bouncy. And we're gonna stand on the left foot as we move forward, coming into that one-legged Tadasana pose. So when you're ready, you'll press forward. Arms stay reaching up. And whether you nailed it or not, just find this steadiness. Let your body recalibrate. And right leg is going to step back again. This time hips will open out toward me. Arms come out, warrior two position. Hips are equal and level. Looking down, you want to make sure you can see the left toes, left knee and ankle in line with each other. That back foot pressing into the mat just as much as the right, as that front foot is. You don't want to press forward or back. You're pressing completely center, lifting up, shoulders relaxed, and eyes out over the front middle fingers. Breathe. Finding balance as we move. Inhale, close the hips, warrior one. Exhale, step forward, standing to the one-legged Tadasana pose. And sit back and down. Chair pose, both feet to the earth, toes lifting, weight shifting back toward the heels. If you'd like, you can reach the arms up for a few breaths, or straight out from the shoulders. And right away in your chair pose, you'll notice blood starts to flow, breath starts to come a little quicker. Use the control you've been practicing with that breath to keep the body calm, even as you ask it to exert. Hands to your heart. Shift the weight to that right foot. Step the left foot back, finding your high lunge. And then drop the heel down, coming into warrior one. Hips forward, right knee bent, and arms reach up. Slow, steady breath here. Feel stillness under the feet. Feel length as the arms reach. Continually checking posture, deepening your breath. Come up to the tiptoes of the left foot. Right foot presses in, step forward, one-legged Tadasana pose. Eyes still, correcting any wobbles that might have happened. Even if both feet come down, you catch yourself, you try again. Take a breath. Left foot again reaches back. This time we'll open the hips out and send the arms out from the shoulders. Warrior two, hips square and level to the side of the room now, making sure you can see those left toes, your right toes. Open the heart, eyes out over the right middle fingers. And breathe. Come back to your warrior one or your high lunge, arms reaching up. Inhale here. And as you exhale, step up into your one-legged Tadasana pose. One more breath here. Feet down, hands to the heart. Chair pose. 5 breaths. Sitting back and down. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. If you'd like, the arms can reach up. Inhale. Exhale, fold in. Bend into your knees enough that you can plant the hands to the earth. Step back to downward dog. Come down to tabletop. And we'll move into a puppy pose for a nice shoulder stretch here. Knees and hips stay in line with each other. Arms reach forward. Starting to melt the sternum down toward the earth. Maybe forehead comes down. Maybe chin comes down. And take this opportunity to listen to your breath come into the body and leave the body. Slowly come back up. Tabletop position. Your final balance pose here. From tabletop position, you'll have option here for balancing half table or balancing table. Shift the weight slightly into the right arm. Left arm reaches forward. Right shoulder engaged, creating stillness in the body, left palm pressing down toward the earth. And this is half balancing table. If you'd like, you'll just stay here. If you'd like. Right leg will stretch back, so it's left arm forward, right leg back, point through the right toes. The left palm pressing toward the earth, and just notice balance here. If you are not engaged in your core, you might notice lots of wobbles. Just engage into everything. Really reach the fingers away from the toes, creating length in the body and steadiness under the right hand, under the left knee, even into the top of that left foot. Then come back to center. Settle back for a moment into child's pose, hips pressing down toward the heels, arms can reach forward. And slowly come back up. Tabletop position, left hand becomes your base now, so the hand is nice and engaged, nice and wide, rolling the weight gently toward that thumb and first finger. Right arm presses long, palm pressing down, and stay right here. If this is enough for you, you'll find steadiness here. Otherwise, left leg will reach back. Notice any wobbles that happen and engage into your core to correct it. Noticing now your foundation is your left hand, your right knee, your right ankle. Breathe here. And come back to center, relaxing back to child's pose. Take a few more breaths here. Notice the belly open on the inhale. Side out on the exhale. And slowly start to come back up. And before we lay down again for Savasana, for our final rest, we'll come to sit in easy pose and do 2 minutes here together of box breathing. Box breathing is one of those very basic breath exercises that you can do any time of the day or night to really bring focus and calm into the body. This world is changing every single moment. Our favorite places are closed, and the rules are changing for how we interact with each other for the time being. And so this new way of teaching yoga, while it's a little foreign to me, as the teacher, as the student, I definitely have taken many, many hours of online classes with my teachers. And so I know how important somebody guiding you into a few minutes of breath can really change your day. So box breathing, it's very simple. We draw a square with our breath. We inhale for the count of 4. We hold the breath in for a count of 4. Exhale for a count of 4. And then hold the breath out for a count of 4. Holding the breath out tends to be the toughest part of this. We're not used to holding the breath out of the body, and the body can have some interesting reactions when you do that for the first time or two. So if the breath wants to come in, just let it come in. There's never any strain with this. And so for 2 minutes, I'm going to guide us into this breathing. Once you have the move, or once you have the breath, you're going to close your eyes and really listen to your breath and really notice your heartbeat, and let this be very internal. So let's inhale together and let it out. Then inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1, hold, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Inhale. Hold. Beautiful. Take a deep inhale, as deep as you can. Fill the lungs all the way up, all the way up. Hold the breath in. Big sigh. Let it out. Squeeze all of the air out. Get rid of it. Hold the breath out. Turn to a slow and easy breath. And we're going to lay down for our Savasana. If you like a longer Savasana, feel free to leave the broadcast now and just lay down into your day. If you want to stay with the class, just lay on down, maybe throw a pillow over yourself as you create this quietness. This time bring your palms facing up, the toes rolling gently away from you, settling down into this place of rest. And as you drift here, if you find it hard to quiet into the mind and to lay still, just come back to that box breathing. Come back to just really focusing in on your breath. You can just count for yourself. If it is easy for you to drift in, just start to settle into the body, creating a sense of relaxation as you exhale, noticing the foundation just sink into the earth, the backs of the legs, the backs of the arms, and the hips, the spine, and the shoulders. Relax your jaw, your eyes. Just allow tension to leave the body here for a few brief moments of rest. To deepen your breath. Take a slow, easy, open mouth exhale or two. And stretch the arms up overhead, stretch the toes away from you, create stretch in the whole body. Bring your arms down, bend into your knees. Turn to your right side. Take a breath. And then come on up to a comfortable seated position to end class together. Long, tall spine, hands come to your heart in a gesture of gratitude. This place where you thank yourself for showing up and breathing and finding some balance in your day. And we'll end class with the sound of 3 ohms. Just raising the vibrations of the air around us and sending some healing tones out into the world. Slow, deep inhale. Thank you for taking the time to take care of yourselves today. Namaste. Very happy Thursday, everybody. Thank you for being here for our live broadcast, or later on if you're joining us after. So glad you could be here. Next up, 10:30, chair yoga with my dad. How fun is that? Happy Thursday, everyone.